Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Nathan and I'm a pastor, and on this channel I offer Bible studies, sermons, really any other resources that you might need to grow in your Christian faith, and especially as a leader of the church. Today, my focus is on technology and helping you be more efficient in doing all of the tasks and other things that really you are bombarded with every single day. So if you're looking for help with efficiency, if you're a lifelong learner, if you like growing in your faith, and you would like to have more time, then this is the channel for you. Well, the world of ministry seems to ever be evolving and constantly in a state of flux. However, there are some key aspects that, when taken care of, you can really be the faith leader, an organizer, to maintain not only your own sanity, and perhaps even help others feel more comfortable, confident in their own ministry and in their own faith journey. So we are talking today about some of the technology that can help you in your ministry and do the work of ministry, rather than spending all of these hours on just simply getting organized and searching for the material that you know you have but can't remember where it's at. Whether that's an email, a phone number, or any other aspect of your role as a church leader. Well, the very first technology that we're going to be talking about is email. Yes, in our modern age, you will need an email account. Now, I don't mind if you use Microsoft or Google, but what I do want you to truly think about is how it is you are using that. When you organize your email, you are better able to operate. For many of us, though, we use email more like a to-do list. An item comes in that we must read, then respond, take action. We must actually write something back. However, this leads us to having a never-ending list of to-dos, and you will never find an end to it. Instead, I want you to consider using email as it is intended to be, a form of communication. This means that you need to think about the information and not always be involved in all of the conversations. So you will need to sort all of your emails. Newsletters and ads are fine to have come into your email account, but filter them so that you can actually go to them when you have the time, not when they just simply appear. Prioritize the ones that you need to respond to or take action on. Along with that, when sending emails, really think about the words that you are using very carefully. Think about the tone. As you may write, the words do not carry the emotions, and so people have to filter that. They have to insert it. But also how much information you are truly going to give. No one is really going to read an email that's longer than 3 paragraphs. So keep that in mind. Keep things brief and focused. Next, let's talk about a to-do list. Well, the best place to actually start with a to-do list is your calendar. A task takes time to do, and so this keeps everything that you need to be focused on in one central location, so that you can ensure that you are getting things done. However, this can also flood your calendar with a ton of small events that can stress people out and feel like they have nothing but small meetings or tasks to go from here to there and go. And it can really be a drain. Now, along with that, what do you do when a phone call happens or some meeting goes long? And so it takes away time from, your normally scheduled tasks. This is also when you can use the simple to-do list that comes with your email client in Microsoft or Google. Yet this simple task or calendar method does not really work so well when you are working with a team of people. You need to be assigning and keep tabs on where people are at and how things are moving in the project. So the whole team is working on those different aspects. In those cases, I would recommend some free options. Asana is a great tool that allows you to work with your team on a project, ensuring that the tasks and different subtasks are getting done. There are ways that you can assign tasks and keep track to ensure that nothing gets left behind, or you know who you need to follow up with. Yet Asana has some limitations too. For some teams, you may need to look for something that will allow you to do more of what it is you need. Well, ClickUp is another space to keep track of all of your to-dos that can be helpful in sharing documents and comments and even the progress on various projects. Now, these projects can range from different people, departments, but will also ensure that the work will be done on time. ClickUp allows you to use templates and share those documents with everyone who's on your team. Here there are ways for people to comment on different aspects of the project to share information that will help everyone get the work done. In order to receive those notes, you will get notifications. Yet both Asana and ClickUp are rather structured. And sometimes you want more flexibility that will allow you to work specifically for you and your team needs. Well, this is where I would recommend Notion. With Notion, you will be able to customize the layout, templates, and also tailor everything that you would need. The downside of all of this, though, is that it will take you some time to really create that template, that layout that really is needed for this project. However, once you have done the work, you will be able to use that template over and over and over again. Notion can also be utilized for meetings. Yes, no matter where you work, you will not be able to get away from meetings. Meetings allow you to have conversations and updates on the projects and really have some moments of connection with everyone who's on your team, with the people who really matter. They are not specifically task-driven. That's what your to-do list is for. Rather, meetings are a time in which you can share information and really get a sense of where people are at on your team. Once again, I would recommend using a template for your meeting to ensure that the layout is familiar and that you are not drifting off onto other topics, other to-do lists, and other things. Now, if Notion is too overwhelming and you still want something that's a little bit easier for you to use, I would recommend Hugo. Hugo is a great way to import your calendar and then connect documents and templates for your various meetings. This will allow you to really take notes and retain for past meetings. Now, while I have this open for minutes, I can easily have the templates laid out to copy and paste the various to-do lists into my team to-do list to ensure that nothing ever gets lost. I typically will take just 5 minutes after a meeting to make sure I capture all of the various tasks and who it is that I need to follow up with on those tasks. Now, I will caution you, the best way to keep track of meetings, minutes, agendas, and to-dos are anything that is going to work for you. Keep in mind, all of this that you are working towards is to help you do better. To work with your volunteers and your staff so that you can truly accomplish the mission and goals that you are striving for. For you are going to be pulled in different directions. So meetings are a way that you can bring people back together and also focus on what truly matters, but are not meant to be the only time of uniting people. Now let's talk about phone calls. For many in ministry, you will spend hours on phone calls. Whether talking to people or setting up schedules, or even having some of your meetings with them over the phone. One way that I have found helpful is to use Google Voice. Now this means you will need a Gmail account. The Google Voice number allows me to make phone calls and send text messages to people. Yet the real gift comes in when I take a vacation. I am able to put that Google Voice number either to another phone line to reach someone else, or to put it on a do not disturb so that I am able to truly take some time away from ministry. In our ever-connected world, this is a very important feature to have, to rest and recharge. This leads me to keeping track of all the contacts that you will have. I generally use Google Contacts, but Microsoft also has a great way of keeping track of all of the information for people. Now, I use it not only for phone numbers, email address, and addresses, but I will also use tags or folders within contacts as a modified customer relationship manager. This allows me to really put people into groups or categories so that I make sure I'm able to follow up with them and I know exactly how it is I can reach them. So I modify it in such a way that I can know this person is a part of this group, this person is a new member. But if that's too much to think about, I would recommend a customer relationship manager like Streak. Now, I will modify a sales funnel and adjust the steps or follow-up that I will have with them. This allows me to really track where people are, where they're going through, what process they are in, such as, well, a new member, joining a class, or maybe they're interested in a particular or different small group. Well, this next tool is something that I use to make sure that I have some kind of work-life balance. I will track my time, not only in the calendar, but also an actual time tracker. This really allows me to understand more fully where my time is going, and perhaps more importantly, what am I spending the majority of my time doing? Because in the midst of ministry, I do not always recognize when I'm working how much time I'm spending on a project, or why I am so tired until I look at my time tracker and I'm able to realize that I have been spending 30 hours on a given project and I still have 25 more hours of ministry left for the week. Now, another tracker that I have found helpful is for mileage tracking. I have used a simple pen and paper for a number of years. But with this video talking about technology, I've used several mileage trackers, ones that allowed me to track not only my miles, but also other expenses. Yet, I have yet to find a mileage tracker that really worked for me. Many of them do not allow the modifications that I would really like to see, or they're supported for only a year or two, and then I find myself struggling to really export the information into reports that I can really use. So I simply go with a pen and paper. But let me know down in the comments if you have a mileage tracker that you use. Now, many in ministry are also learners. So the next few items that I want to talk to you about, you probably have already heard of. Now, many of us learn in different ways. Some of us watch YouTube, or we go on to Skillshare. Not sponsored by Skillshare, but if you're watching and interested, please reach out to me. Or maybe you watch Masterclass, also not sponsored by Masterclass. For me, I am definitely a reader. So this next tool is Kindle. This allows me to read whenever I am on the go. When I find myself with 5, 10, or even 15 minutes someplace, I will take just a few minutes to read a paragraph or two or even a few pages so that I can really take time and make those notes. Then, when I'm done with the book, I will make them into usable information to do something with. It's not good to learn something of a lesson or a new process, but not find a way to really enact it. So I want you to really take those lessons and act on those new processes to make them available for future use. Well, this leads me to my next tool, Logos. Now, this is a great platform that allows me to really dive into a variety of electronic resources and tools. With Logos, I am able to do research with one click that saves me from running around an entire library, hoping and praying that I have gotten all the resources that I need to do my research. Logos has some wonderful tools and some great denominational resources that are specifically guided to get started. Now, fair warning, it is a little pricey, but it's a good investment that you should truly consider, because over the course of time, you will really find many of those resources a good blessing in developing sermons, Bible studies, research, and even just personal learning or devotions. Now, if Logos is not in your world and you would like something that would allow you to really engage and share with others, I would recommend going on your phone and finding the Holy Bible app. This would allow you to share devotionals, Bible studies, and other resources that you can offer your entire community and possibly engage on a digital platform. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to check out the playlist of Bible studies or sermons so that you can get better connected with God. Also, don't forget to like and share this video with others. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel so that you can check out some of my next great resources meant for you.